Hey you guys, it's me Laura. I'm a homeschooling mom to 3 kids, ages 7, 11, and 14, and I'm also the creator of the homeschool curriculum Ticket to Learning. Today's video, I'm going to answer all of your questions and get you up to date on what is happening with the curriculum, so stay tuned to learn more. After taking a long time off from Ticket to Learning from being sick and having health issues, it was kind of like drinking from a fire hose coming back to work. And also on top of that, while I was sick and in bed, the ideas in my head don't stop. Just because my body has to stop does not mean that my brain turns off. It just does not work that way. I have never been that way. So I had a lot more ideas, a lot more to process, a lot more classes I took, learning that I was doing while I was in bed. So coming back was a little bit overwhelming, but I think I finally have a handle on things. There's still quite a few things that I'm sorting out. If you have any suggestions or ideas as you hear these updates, please leave them below, because all of this is about what is actually going to be helpful and useful for you in your homeschool. And just because I'm excited about it doesn't mean that it's going to be something that's going to be beneficial to you. So please let me know in the comments below. One of the first things that I am really excited about is the release of our new product line. We now have 3 different levels of unit studies, I guess you could say, through Ticket to Learning, and I'm super excited about all of them. We have our complete unit study, which is what you saw in our Light Comes from Shadow Mountain unit. And the primary negative, if you could even call it that, response that we've gotten from that unit has been that people want more. They want to fill up their full school year with them. They want them faster. And that's something that I totally understand. But a unit to that caliber takes so much time to create. We just cannot crank them out fast enough, especially with the number of people that we have working and also with the financial constraints. So there's a lot of stuff that we're working with, and so we just cannot produce them super quick. And I am not willing to sacrifice quality for speed. I just am not. That's a line that I am not willing to cross. So we will still want to take the time to do all of the research and make sure that we have all of the things correct, and that the videos and the resources that we're linking to are solid and they're not just space fillers. I'm not a fan of that. So I was trying to think of a way that we could offer more units faster without reducing quality, and so the idea of focus units came up. These come from the suggested resources or the additional resources that you can get that are subject specific with each Ticket to Learning complete unit. So for example, in our Light Comes to Shadow Mountain unit, there were some books suggested, one on Nellie Bly and investigative journalism. There's a couple on the Great Depression. There were a couple electricity related ones. So we will take probably not all of those so that we can move quickly, but take some of those resources that we recommend and turn them into mini units. So the first one, which is in beta testing right now, which means that hopefully it will be, assuming there's not a ton of stuff that we need to fix after beta testing, should be, hopefully will be available for the upcoming school year, is Nellie Bly and investigative journalism. Now, each of these units is going to look a little bit different, because I don't want to just have a, oh, here's the formula that we're following and we're going to make all the books fit into it. That's not what we want to do. Just like with all of our resources, we want to say, what can we get out of this? What is the most that we can get out of this? What goes with what we're talking about in this book, and what's going to bring this book alive. So that's what we've done here. So for this unit, we're going to have our, of course, each one is going to be based on an engaging nonfiction spine, but we will also, of course, have a list of wonderful fiction books that you can read along with your family or yourself as you're going through this unit. These units are going to be shorter. They are not going to include all of the subjects like our complete unit. This one includes, this is a prototype, so you guys, this was the original, it's going to look better, but this includes a nice lap book that you can use for lap booking or notebooking. This one also includes both a standard level and an advanced level workbook that you can use to help build study skills for reading informational texts. So it's going to have some really important deeper thinking. How do I read this to pick up what should I be looking for when I read a text like this? How can I do that? So that is going to be part of this. We have also pulled the newspaper writing assignment from the Light Comes to Shadow Mountain unit, and we've given proper instructions for that and pulled all of those printable resources and slightly adapted a few of them and moved them over so that you can write a newspaper article along with this unit. See, I'm trying to think. It comes with a mini adventure guide, so there's going to be a video that you can watch for each lesson. There are sample schedules. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that might be all of it. And these will be for our focus units. We are offering open and go kits is what we're calling them, that have everything already printed and ready, and so that you literally can just open it and teach your kids. You don't have to spend a ton of time planning ahead if that is something that is challenging for you to do or just something you don't like to do. So really, really excited about that. I'm super excited for this unit to come out. I'm also heavily in writing our next unit, which is, I think this is the first time I'm announcing this, going to be based on the electricity book that is recommended from the Light Comes to Shadow Mountain unit. And currently the plan is that we'll have an open and go kit for that, but then we'll also have a supply kit for all of the experiments and activities that you'll be doing for that too, so that it makes it really easy if you want to do it that way. So the focus units are super exciting. So we have the focus units, we have the complete unit studies, and we also have recently released our free resource that is called Book Companions. These are 2 pages, front and back. That is the max I'm allowing myself to do, even when I really want to do more. And it takes some books that I love. So far, we've done Fallout, we've done The Lions of Little Rock, and it's just a page full of activities and ideas and things that you can do along with the book. We also have on our website a list of more people, places, events, all of those kinds of things that you can research even farther and put them in a timeline binder if that is something that you do. We have creative ideas of how to implement that. There's also a few vocabulary words for each one that we will be giving you free printable resources with our word for the week, which is super fun. And yeah, that's a lot of times we will try to make those books line up with some focus unit stuff so that gives you even more to do for that, as well as maybe lining up with what we're reading in book club or whatever. So we're going to try. And also, if you guys have suggestions, please let me know, because again, these are about resources that are going to help you in your homeschool. So we're super excited about that. I will put the link to the Book Companions below so you can check that out and see what that is. And again, that's completely free, along with our word of the week, which I have a blog post that I wrote about why vocabulary instruction, explicit, like taking time to really teach vocabulary, is so important. And we have some free resources there as well. So that is super exciting. So we have our book companions, we have our focus units, we have our complete units, we have our word of the week. We also have our professional development book club. I just created a brand new YouTube channel for us to host the lives for our professional development book club. And I may do a few additional videos here and there as I have time that show books that are related to what was discussed in the book club discussion. So coming up on April, oh goodness, I don't want to say the time and day because I know it's at 8. I'm going to get the day wrong, I think. So I'm not going to say it, but I'll try and put it below. The first week of April, that first Monday in April, I think, we have a book club discussion coming up where we're going to be looking at building critical literacy and empathy with graphic novels. I'm super excited because we're going to have Jason D.D. Hart joining us for that discussion. So if you have any questions for him about graphic novels, using graphic novels in your homeschool, anything along those lines, please drop them below. I will have a list of all of those questions ready for him so that even if you can't make it live, those questions can get answered. But I'm working my way through this. I'm really excited about it. Of course, this is written to classroom teachers, so a lot of the things in here are going to be classroom related things, but we can also discuss and talk about ways that we can implement these same strategies and ideas in a homeschool setting, because it is totally doable. And adding graphic novels onto your academic roster is awesome. There's so many benefits, and I can't wait for you to find them in this book. I also recommend, if you are joining us with that book, that you check out from your library or get alongside it When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jemison and Omar Mohammed. This is a book that Mr. DeHart draws a lot from when he's giving examples and ideas in here. And I think reading this book, especially if you're new to graphic novels and aren't sure about them, I think reading this is going to show you how they're not just dumb comic books, and there's a lot of depth and a lot that you can get out of them. This is an amazing book, one of my favorites, and I highly recommend that you try. Well, let me show you the right cover. I highly recommend that you try both of these together, and I hope to see you on our live. I'm going to post a link to the new channel below. I was going to try to do them here, but this channel is so old, you guys. I've been on YouTube for so long that it's just going to be tricky, and I'm going to, if I try to set it up so that I can do lives with somebody on this channel, I will lose so much, and I just don't think it's worth it. So we've got the new channel over there, and I'm excited to get started, and I hope that you join us. And finally, this is the part that I'm not sure if I should share with you or if I shouldn't share with you. But I think I'm going to, I think I'm going to do it. I might regret this, but I think I'm going to do it. We'll see. I could always edit it out later. We'll see if this makes it in. But I have big plans for Ticket to Learning to have our own math curriculum and our own learning to read curriculum at some point. And this has been long before Ticket to Learning launched. This has been on my mind and part of the plan, but there have been a number of pieces that I've just really been struggling with. I am constantly, you guys, I'm constantly going to online teacher seminars, programs that they have for continuing credits for educators. I'm doing a lot of that, constantly trying to learn as much as I can about education and learning. I feel like that is so important, especially for the work that I'm doing, because even if I've taken classes or done things, there's always so much more that they're still learning and so many more perspectives to learn from. And because I want this curriculum to be inclusive and to work for kids who are gifted and kids who struggle and kids who have both and everything in between, kids who learn normally, all of these things, it's really important to me to hear from various perspectives, various educators who educate educators. I really want to keep learning, and I want to know that what I'm doing is supported by science and what we see, while at the same time keeping in mind that all the science you can have in the world, like, there are best practices and there are things that work for most kids, but nothing is going to work for every child. Nothing. And so I want to learn about those kids on the fringes too. So just all the different things. I'm constantly soaking it up like a sponge. While I was sick, I had a lot of time to try to dive into some of the questions that I've been having as far as this dream and pieces that have been missing. I've been able to put some of the missing pieces together, and for both programs, which are going to be very different, I feel like a clear direction, a clear strategy, a clear approach. For me, I'm very visual, so a lot of that falls down to how is it, like, the layout for the lesson, how is it going to look, how is it going to be implemented. Like, I seriously am so visual, you guys. So all of those pictures in my mind have started to kind of come together in a way that I am super excited about. I'm struggling though, because do I want to take time away from the units to work on planning these? And if I do these, do I want to wait until I get all the levels done, a complete level done, or do I want to just release a few batches of lessons at a time? I don't know. There's a lot of that I'm trying to sort through. So I think for you guys, I really want to know if you're even interested in programs like that. If so, what levels are you interested in? And would you just rather wait until it's all done? Do you want a few lessons here at a time? Like, I'm really curious with feedback from you guys, because as I say over and over again, and I know I sound like a broken record, but the point of this is to help you guys. The point of this is to be useful in your homeschools. This is not about things that just get me excited, which is really fun, but all of this gets me excited. So I want to be spending that energy and the time on the things that are going to be most helpful to you in your homeschools. So that is kind of where we are at. I'm trying to think if there's any other updates with Ticket to Learning. I do not think so right now. I'm really excited. We currently have our spring sale going on, which is going to be going on through the end of March. Everything is 20% off. So if you're thinking about trying out Ticket to Learning for either your summer, this would be a perfect unit for summer learning. If you want to just keep doing something really light and fun over the summer, excellent choice. This would also be great for back to school. So this is a really good unit to do anytime between spring and fall, because especially the herbalism related stuff, there's going to be lots of stuff that you can do at any of those points in the year. So that is really exciting for that. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited about our new focus unit launching, and I'm excited about the things moving forward. So the biggest thing right now is just trying to prioritize it all and figure out what I need to be focusing most of my energy on, so that I know which things to get out to you guys the fastest. So that is where we are with Ticket to Learning. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me over the last few months and being so understanding as I've had to take time off. I really did not want to do that. I do not like doing that, but I desperately needed that. I still have a long road ahead and a lot of life adjustments that I have to make, but I am still very optimistic about things and just so excited to get back into work again. And I think that that's all that I have for you guys today. If you have any other questions or comments or feedback, please leave it in the comments below. And I hope that you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.